Hi guys, this is Natavia with Why Be Confused, and this is the last episode of the Break series. I'm really hurt. But let's go ahead and get into this. We've had a lot of good content, and I'm sure you guys have been leaving a ton of great comments, which means we may be able to revamp this series and answer your questions. Okay, so these are the things to think of when negotiating your time off. One, put it in your availability. Two, explain your needs and work out a time that works best for everyone. And three, use your time off in sick days. So, while I do have Why Be Confused, I also work a traditional job. I mean, I guess it's not that traditional. I work from home, but it's still a very traditional setup for the way that I work. So my sloth days are hard to come by, right? I work a max of 32 hours a week. Recently went down to like 23 hours based off of business needs and working to get that moved back up to 32 because I need my 32 hours. But I have my sloth days included in my availability. So my sloth days are Wednesdays. And I don't work Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I don't work at all. It is kind of known. Don't call me on a Wednesday. You won't be able to find me. And I put that in my availability because you have to remember when you are giving someone your availability, you are telling them, no matter what, I will be open to you at these times. So if you give them a open availability, you're telling them that you are available at all times. That is not true. I am not available at all times because I need to re-energize. I need to decompress. I need to do all these things. So my availability includes me not working on Wednesdays. And then I also factor in whatever else, is going on with like Why Be Confused and all this other stuff. So my availability includes my sloth day as well as my other personal needs. Yeah. I know that can be a little scary because a lot of places are like, we need you to have open availability. But that is mostly for the convenience of the scheduler. And don't get me wrong, people who schedule have a hard time. It's a challenging thing to do because it's people, but also we want to be realistic, and I need my downtime if I'm going to be able to sustain this job and all my other responsibilities. So go ahead and put that in your availability. And remember, you can change your availability. You can change your availability. I change my availability, I wouldn't say often, but maybe once a year. About once a year, I change my availability. I send in a new one based off of whatever's new in my life, or when I go and try to plan out the new structure of my weeks, and I'm like, ooh, I probably need to move this to this day because of this or whatever, and then I send in a new availability based off of that. So I work my work around my life and not my life around my work. But that's kind of the kind of person I am. Then you explain your needs and work out a time that is best for you and everyone. So if this is not something that's consistent, like, right, this is not something that you need weekly, have the conversation with your supervisor. Like, hey, can I meet with you next week or in a couple of days so we can sit down and talk about my scheduling? And they will most likely make time for you and you can have this conversation. Now, like I said in a previous video, if you have a supervisor who isn't the kindest, I would do it via email. So that way you have written communication of what was said. And if you ever need to refer to HR department, you got it there, because some people would try. But if you have a very accommodating supervisor who's willing to work with you, you can have that as a verbal conversation in their office or on the phone with them or whatever. My supervisor, he works with me on a lot of things. So he's really big on like, I can't make promises, but I'm gonna do my best to try to make X, Y, and Z happen. Or, okay, you need this. Well, can we trade for this? And that's something that I'm able to work out. So while things are in my availability, things come up. Life happens. And then there are times where I have to have that conversation with him. And then use your time off and sick days. Okay. So one of my pet peeves, I have many of them. One of my pet peeves is when people gloat about not taking time off and they like wear it like it's a badge of honor. And I'm like, are you trying to die? Like, no! So use your time off and sick days. They are literally built in because people rallied and fought for the humanity of the workers. So use them. Use them. Right? Like, use them up. I know some of my holiday times roll over, but I don't allow them to roll over because I use them all the time. Yeah, because that's how often I need to. And like, be honest, use your sick days for like true emergencies, things that happen out of the blue, and use your time off for your scheduled breaks. That's pretty much how I have it set up. I count my mental health days as sick days. So if I'm just mentally like, oh, I do count that as sick days because I'm not quite sure if I can say this as a general law, but at least where I am, there, at least within my job, there isn't like a requirement for like a doctor's note or things of that sort. So I count when I'm physically sick and when I am mentally not there because I consider that part of sickness, especially since I have like issues with anxiety. I definitely count that. So think about it. And then even if you're confused on if that's allowed, look up your local laws and talk to your HR department and see what is allowed within your company and your state. So guys, that is the end of the break series. In the comments below, tell me what you guys thought about the series overall and what you thought about this video and negotiating time off. I'm kind of sad. I mean, I've been sitting here for like, what? I've been sitting here for like 2 hours and 30 minutes recording these, and I'm like, oh, we're done? Oh, that's okay. Well, I hope you guys got some really good content from this. I hope you feel encouraged, and I hope you feel very good about taking breaks, and I hope that this is something that you start to implement more into your life as you continue on your burnout prevention journey. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you love our content, please subscribe. Trying to reach 100 subscribers. And if you can't wait for our next series, which will be a sloth day series, hint, hint, then hit the notification bell and you will be notified when our next video comes out. I will see you guys later.